Hello.
Hi everyone. Cheryl
Hi,
Arkle.
Jane Tara. This is Better Reading B, not What Are You Reading? It's our monthly Better Reading B segment, and Cheryl, you're beaming in from home today.
I am. I'm not well, so I feel as though home is the best place for me at the moment.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Welcome to B.
Hi,
This
everyone.
is a segment that is close to Jane's heart.
It is, but I think you've really embraced it over the past 12 months as well, because you've done the podcast with so many great B authors, and I've noticed you've taken on some of the B kind of philosophies of mindfulness and looking after yourself. Which is why it's great that you're here today, because you get to kind of talk about, the fact that you're feeling unwell at the moment. So what are you going to do about it?
Well, why don't you show me your books and I'll see if I can take one of those books and read it. And
Yes, yeah, I'll have to. I'll leave a couple of the books on your desk, because there's some really good ones here. But I would say, the readers who come into the B segment, they all know, that you've been through a lot this year as well. So it's about taking time out for yourself and winding down and letting go of the stress that is built up over months. Otherwise, you get sick, which you have. And have you noticed how many people are getting sick at the moment?
I know,
People
it's not just me. Yeah.
mid-year tired,
Yeah.
So so one of the great little books that I've seen, I thought this would be good for you, is the 14-day mind cleanse. And it really is about, switching off media, switching off digital overload, stepping back from toxic relationships, or from relationships that aren't giving you energy, and it's only 14 days, and it's a great little book that has like a step-by-step over the 14 days of just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until at the end of 2 weeks, you feel like your brain has had a reset.
Well,
And
that's exactly
when
what
you
I
do
need.
that, your body has a reset.
Yeah, I absolutely need something. Now listen, before we get on to all the things that I need all of those books, I'm sure. Victoria is with us and she says, hi, Victoria. Melissa's with us. Hi, Melissa, Kylie, Jessica, Christine. Hi, everyone. This is the B section, the B segment. Cheryl Arkle, Jane Tara. I'm at home because I'm not well. Hi, Christine. Hi, Wynne. Whilst everybody out there has the flu or COVID, I got shingles.
Yeah.
That's why I need that book. Can you hold that up for me again,
Yeah,
Jane?
so really, and I mean, shingles is, that's stress related. 14-day mind cleanse. And so,
Do you think I'd be able to do that?
I think you'd be able to incorporate parts of it, because I think you do anyway. In your normal life, you do things like your morning routine, which sets the tone for the day, and you take the dog for a walk and you sit outside in nature, and all of these things that are small, sort of incremental habits. If you do those, and you do a few of them each day, it adds up to actually just releasing the stress overload that we all carry.
Well, because I can't swim, you can't swim when you have shingles. It's a big no-no. And of course, I'm not boxing. I have really missed exercising. So I have been walking in the park for a lot longer. I've tried to, I'm walking for an hour in the morning or an hour at night, and then I just sit there on that park bench and just look out.
Yeah.
But we've got so many people today. Cindy's with us, Mary, Jenna's here, Bronwyn, Tammy, Jessica, Marion. Actually, why don't you guys tell us what you do to de-stress? Anybody got some tips for me? As I said, I've got shingles. I've been very lucky. I do think I've got a mild dose. I got them very, very early. I've been taking the horse tablets, really big antivirals. Hi, Kylie. Thank you. I am getting better, and hopefully I'll be in the office on Thursday. I've been off with it now for nearly 10 days. What else have you got there, Jane? And anybody at home got any tips? What do you do?
For stress, or also what are you reading? This one, Untangling You. Now, this is great. I really like it. It's by Dr. Kerry Howes. So we hear so much about being grateful for our lives and showing gratitude and feeling gratitude. What this book talks about, which I find really fascinating and I hadn't ever considered before, is that the flip side of like the opposite of gratitude is resentment. So, you know, in long-term sort of on toxic relationships or relationships where you're taken for granted, I guess, resentment can build up. And it's very difficult to feel grateful for aspects of your life when resentment exists there. So this is about untangling that, very practical ways of untangling the resentment so you can actually reach gratitude again. And of course, when you're grateful for your life and you're happy, you know, you're way more content. So I'd never considered it in terms of resentment before, and I find it really fascinating, actually.
Well, Jane, we've got some tips here and some tips that I think I'm going to really enjoy.
Yeah,
Yvonne says, a cup of tea in the sunshine, listening
yeah,
to nature, which is one of my favorite things. I don't usually drink tea, but I sit in the sun. I sit in the park a lot. Michelle says, candlelit bath. Nice. I
yeah.
haven't done that. That's a good tip.
To really relax. Yeah, beautiful.
Michelle also says, calm meditation app.
Yep.
Kylie says that she reads to de-stress, and that has certainly worked for me. But the problem
Yeah,
with shingles is I can't sit down because I can't lean back because the
yeah,
shingles are on my back. So I
yeah,
have been listening to a lot,
yeah.
which has been really helpful in walking. Tammy says cleaning sprees help me feel better. It feels before when everything is clean and organized.
I
Tammy,
agree.
she is so mean. Do you know what I did last week? Because I couldn't leave the house. It was highly contagious. It was
Yeah,
very uncomfortable for me to sit down or lie down. So every cupboard in my apartment, Tammy, is
yeah,
spotless. I
yeah,
just cleaned everything. I went
yeah.
through cupboards. I threw out things that I didn't want. I did a whole big cleanse.
Mm,
Marion says, read a book. Thank you. Wynne says, vitamins and food that boost your immunity when you have shingles, for
yeah,
sure. I've been blueberries, cranberries. I've been doing that. Marion also says, light a nice candle, which I do. Kylie says, listen to music and just relax. Thank you.
yeah.
Melissa says, hi. Apart from reading, I like to colour in. Very relaxing.
Wow, okay, great.
Love that,
Yeah.
Melissa. Yeah.
That's a form of
Um,
mindfulness, isn't it, really, to do that? Yeah.
It
Mm,
really is, isn't it?
yeah.
There's a more to cut. Remember that big colouring in craze where everybody was colouring in?
Well, I think those books are still really popular, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, so many people. What have we got? Melissa says, apart from reading, she's a colorina. Dina says hugs. Thank you, Dina. Christine, love listening to Tony O'Connor's music. Okay, lovely. Vanessa, I love enjoying a favorite aromatherapy scent in an oil burner while I'm reading. That's really lovely. I do a candle.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got there, Jane?
This one, why smart women make bad decisions. And we have had a few comments about the title of this, but actually think Bridget Jones comedy with a self-help book. Like, it is actually a very, very funny book where you're kind of given a sort of it's almost like a fictional character, I guess, who goes through all of these situations, and she is us or our friends, you know. Her name is Kat, and she learns through this that the philosophies of, you know, believe in magic and believe in yourself, actually, they don't help. They don't help. It takes the whole self-development genre and kind of topples it and just says, no, you actually need to address the way you think about your life and react to situations in your life. You can't just like be optimistic all the time without addressing what's really going on in your head. And I do mention a lot of that, like neuroplasticity. It's about rewiring your brain. But this is such an entertaining, great, like, it's not, you know, not a big read, but gosh, it's got a lot in here. And the people who are reading this are loving it. So check this one out for something a little bit different in the whole self-help arena. Yes.
So Christine says, thinking of me. Thank you, Christine. I've got to say, I have been very lucky, and I think I've got a mild dose, but I'm just trying to get get over it really quickly. Ladies, Natalie says, highly recommend Queen Menopause by Alison Dada. Yes, I have been reading about that, Natalie.
Yeah.
Sending healing thoughts. Thank you.
That might be a good podcast as well, actually.
Yeah,
but I've seen that.
Thanks
so,
for,
great. Thank you.
Thanks for reminding us, Natalie. Jessica says, a cuddle with my 2 dash hounds and read the likes. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I can't stop cuddling my puppy. He thinks I'm crazy at the moment.
Yes.
So,
So,
what else have you got, Jane?
well, I did mention this one last month, but I'm going to just mention it again because Make You Happen. It's sort of on the back of this, that both kind of look like a certain type of genre, you know, and this looks sort of magical and everything, but it's actually saying, you know, don't send wishes out to fairies to change your life. Address the programs in your head. And once you start to address the way you think and observe the programs, you can change them. And the way you think is reflected in your environment. You know, so books like this, and this one is particularly good. It's really well written. I think it's like all the information in it is delivered really well. It's a great little book, and I got this one actually for a girlfriend as a gift. The other one that I've just got at the moment, I haven't read this, but it looks really good, is The Mindful High Performer. So it's, you know, she's a sort of a life coach and sort of corporate life coach. So she's taking mindfulness from that angle and looking at ways to organize and address your life and juggle the enormous amount of everything that we're always juggling and still sort of remain as stress-free as possible. So maybe this one would be a good one for you because, you know, you have a lot that you're juggling. And it's really about just introducing a few mindfulness techniques. So the stress kind of isn't a part of that as well.
Well, that's an interesting point too, Jane, because I mean, you can't, like, you know, if you've got a big job, if you're a CEO, if you're, you know, a company director like I am, you've got to live with that. And
That's
it's
right.
how you, that's what the book's saying, isn't it? You've got to live with it. It's just that you can't give everything up and say, I'm not doing this anymore. That's not how it works.
No.
But you've got to live with it. The interesting thing about me is it's not work that's causing my stress.
No, so you already have in place those mindfulness things and your little habits that you have every day. But this year's toppled all of that because it's added a whole other bunch of things to your plate as well. So, and that's when you go, okay, I have to add to my self-care.
Now we've got more tips. Kylie says, watch a nice uplifting movie and to do a puzzle.
Agree.
And
that's what I do too.
Yeah. No, I have been doing that actually. I've been a little bit hooked on SBS and some of those crime series as well. Because you know what I like about them, as well as the story, I like watching a crime series where it's set in another country, like Iceland, like Italy, and just really watching how
Dreaming
people
about traveling.
Yeah, it's like that. Okay, what else we got?
I haven't started reading this, but I got hold of it because it sounds amazing. So this is my weekend read, and I will come back and tell everyone about it. But because in B, we really want people to know about inspiring memoirs. This is called Frontline Midwife. My mum was a midwife for 60 years, so I'm going to read this and then get her a copy probably. But it is a great story by Anna Kent about her journey working in sort of the areas of humanitarian areas with women's health. And then,
you know, when a baby's going to be born, it's going to be born. I mean, you know, I often think, and sometimes I don't know, think about those jobs. And I've always thought about being a midwife. It must be so lovely bringing new life into the world.
yeah,
But like every job, it comes with its own amount of stress, pressure, hard work, on your feet all the time. I mean, you are on the whole time. I'm really interested in that. And also during COVID. Yeah, COVID, all those COVID babies and the stress under the care and who can come in with you.
Having a baby in during COVID and the stress. I mean, it's such
a
huge
life event.
Yeah. biggest day of your life to deliver a baby, and you know, you want like the midwife there. You've got to trust these people. Like it's a really
And look at
important
the Ukraine, like in war-torn countries,
Yes,
babies, you
yeah,
know, regardless of
yeah,
what's happening, those babies are being born.
yeah,
Very, very
yeah.
tough job, I think.
Mm,
Listen, I think that's it. But you know what I want to mention too, is is it Words on the Waves this
yes,
weekend?
yeah.
Yes. So this weekend, there is a great little, oh, it's not little, it's a good program. There's a literary festival.
Authors going.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Words on the Waves. Have a look at their website. And I'm presenting Saturday at 1:00. So I'm going to be well enough to do that this
yeah.
Saturday. And if you do get to Words on the Waves this Saturday, it's you minor.
On the
Come and say
Central
hi.
Coast. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I
Well,
think, and you know what? I think that's going to be really great for you energetically as
I
well.
can't
You
wait.
know,
Yeah.
get out of Sydney, have a couple of
Yep.
days on the Central Coast at a great book event. Yeah,
And apparently it's right there on the coast. Like, you know,
yeah,
the backdrop to everything is the ocean. So I can't wait.
yes, yeah,
Thank you for all your hints. Thank you for your participation. So many lovely comments today. Thanks,
yeah.
Jane. Love this segment.
Yeah, I love it too, and you know, just keep putting in comments areas that you'd like to hear more about, whether it's
Mm.
meditation or health, or I love the menopause comment. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
it's fantastic.
let's
Yeah.
find books around those subject areas. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Thank you, everybody. Take
All right.
care.